Hey there, welcome to day 356 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Today we're talking about and doing, as part of the 9-part life framework, we're focusing in on mental health and well-being. Again, as defined by you, what does mental health and well-being look like, sound like, feel like, taste like, sense like, intuitive like, be like for you? And we're doing a roundup today in this area and aspect for life. We've done most of the other ones so far. I think we've got one, maybe two left. I've lost track. But I always make sure I go back and check them off so I don't miss anything. So mental health and well-being. Again, I mentioned at the beginning of the year that I do a rating for each of these areas and aspects of my life every January and every December. I look at to see what changes there have been. And if an area goes up, I ask myself, well, what happened that I improved in that area? If an area goes down, am I rating that area harder? Has something recently happened that negatively impacted my thoughts and, of course, mental thoughts and beliefs about this particular area and aspect of my life? So beginning of the year, I rated this a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10, just, above average, pretty good. Not where I want to be, of course. I'd like to be an 8 or a 9 on everything. I don't expect to be a 10 on anything or everything, but it gives me something to strive for. And then a week or so ago, I rated it a 7. So it shows I've had a little bit of improvement. I definitely have in my mindset, my thoughts, my beliefs, my mental well-being. I'm in a spirituality category, manifestation community on the school platform, and it's awesome. And I've been doing the work, and when you do the work, you see the improvement. So I'm going to credit that for being part of it. Now, priority wise, beginning of the year, I rated it a number 4, and now a week or so ago, I rated it a 7, meaning I've seen improvement in that area. I've already got things set in place that I'm doing to work on my mindset and my beliefs and my thoughts and creating the life that I want. So I lowered that priority pretty significantly compared to the other aspects and areas of our life, my life. Now, I will go through the holidays, and beginning of next year, I will do this exercise again. I will rate each of the 9 life framework areas, and then I will prioritize them and see what comes up 1, 2, and 3. I work on all of them throughout the year, but that's just my process. But 1 month out of each year, I concentrate on and focus on a specific area and aspect of my life. Why? Because I didn't used to do that, and it nearly cost me this whole existence. And so I want to make sure that I don't fall into that trap again. That's it. Our action, oh no, it's not it. Our action item today is to do the roundup. The roundup is asking ourselves 4 questions. Number 1, and I say write these things down so you can refer to them later, so you can see how far you've actually come as you do it again and again. I'm hoping that you'll adopt the practice of doing it at least once or twice a year. So wins. What kind of wins do we have? How did I see, and what did I do, and what did I think, and how did I create some wins in my life? And I want to capture as many of those as I possibly can. Secondly, I want to look at lessons learned. What are things that didn't go according to plan that I learned a lesson from, and I want to make sure that I take that lesson with me going forward? I want to find at least 3 of those. I don't like to focus on the lessons learned as much as the wins, because the wins, I'm coming at it from a perspective of, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that. I want more of that in my life. Lessons learned, I tend to, and you might not, so maybe you can list out all the lessons learned that you want. But I tend to, if I look at more than 3, I find myself drifting back to the problems or the challenge that created the fact that I needed to learn that lesson, more than just capturing the lesson. So I limit myself to 3. The third thing we're going to ask ourselves, what is the biggest mental challenge I still have, or I have right now, that I want to make sure I knock out by the end of next year? And then finally, what's next? Top 3 things with respect to mindset, mental health and well-being, thoughts, beliefs, whatever it is, am I going to carry forward with me into the new year? Now, I did an audit. It was I can't remember what it's called already, but something, an integrity audit. How often do we keep our word to ourselves? And then it pulls out 10 different areas of our businesses in our life. It's geared toward online businesses, which is fine. A lot of people have online businesses, right? But there was one whole category that I had to say no to every single question. Yeah. And here's the deal. I already knew all about that, and I knew I wasn't doing it. And I have been making excuses and consciously saying, well, this is why I haven't done that. And no more. So coming in the new year, you're going to see some changes in one area of my life. I'm not going to say what it is because I want to see if anybody notices. All right. That's it. That's what we're doing today. If I can help you in any way, all you have to do is ask. Otherwise, go out and make it an awesome day. And I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.